Hi, I'm Elizabeth Shear, and today's lesson is a kindergarten lesson working on the standard RFK 2D, which is isolating and pronouncing initial, medial vowel, and final sounds in CVC words. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to hold up our deck of cards, and I want you to say the sounds you see. Good job. Ah, O. It has two sounds. It has its closed sound, ah, and it has its open sound, O. Say the sound you see. That's right, it has three. And it was U, and oo. Very good job. Say the sounds you see. Great. A and A. Say the sounds you see. E. Great work. Say the sounds you see. I and I. I want us today, boys and girls, to work on our vowel sounds. I and eh. They sound very similar. Sometimes it's hard to tell if the vowel is an I saying I or an E saying eh. And one trick to help us know if we are hearing the I sound or the eh sound is paying attention, of course, to the way it sounds, because there's just a little bit of difference, but also to what our mouth is doing. So watch as Mrs. Shear says this sound. I. Notice my mouth. I. It is just slightly open. I. Now watch as I say this vowel sound. Eh. It opens a little bit more in the corners. Eh. Okay, watch them. I'll do them back to back and watch my mouth. I. Eh. I. Eh. Great job. Why don't you try it with me this time? Kind of pay attention to what your mouth is doing when you say it, okay? So get a good look at yourself on the screen as you're doing it. Ready? I. Great job. Eh. Let's go a little faster and notice that different. I. Eh. Great job. Our mouth opens up just a little bit more for the vowel sound eh, like Ed the elephant. Excellent work. So we're going to continue to practice the differences in I and eh. So I have a picture. And when I show you my picture, I want you to listen for the middle sound, the vowel sound. And I know you have your vowel cards at home. So if you have your E card and your I vowel card out, you'll hold up your vowel stick for what you hear in the middle. Remember, pay attention to what your mouth is doing. Okay. Bed. So we can pound that word, bed, and we can make it sounds. B-ed. What did you think? What did you hear in the middle? Bed, b-ed. Did you pay attention to my mouth? Great job. It was eh in the middle of bed. Good work. If you held up the eh, b-ed, then you were right. Good job. All right, I have another picture. Bit. Someone has bit the apple. Let's pound that word. Ready? Bit. B-it. Notice my mouth. I'll do it again. Bit. B-it. Show me your vowel stick. Great. If you held up the I, because it said I, like itch, then you got that right, because it went b, it. And bed, let me find my bed card, went b-ed. Good. There is a difference in what our mouth does and a difference in the way it sounds, just a little bit. So great job. All right, I have an activity for you to do, and you're going to get some pictures, and you're going to take your pictures and you're going to decide by pounding out the picture, you're going to decide, what do you hear in the middle? Do you hear an eh or do you hear an eh? You might even need to pay attention to what your mouth is doing. Eh, eh, and decide. And then you will sort them on your T-chart under either E, if it has an eh sound, or I, if it has an I sound. And if you need to hear the names of those pictures again, I can help you with that. So as the students went on to work on their T-chart, they would have little pictures, and that will be in my documents, but there will be little pictures like maybe of a bed or of a web. And as they say that picture, web, and we will go over the pictures to make sure they knew what the pictures were before I sent them off to work, in case any of the pictures were a little bit deceiving. And their job would be to then independently pound that word web, eb, see if they can hear that, and put it under the E on their T-chart. So that's making sure that they can actually isolate the medial sound and distinguish what it is and put it in the right category. And for those students that needed a little more, maybe the students on my list who hadn't really mastered this standard, or they were proficient in this standard, I would have them go ahead and write that word too. So not only are they going web and seeing what the medial sound is, they're also writing web, having to do some encoding as well. And then the students who are really, really struggling with them, as I see their work on this T-chart, I'll know if I really need to pull them in and do some more vowel intensive with and and work with them independently or in a little bit of a smaller group. And a lot of it may be their pronunciation, and so I might need to pronounce that word, especially if you have an English language learner. Their pronunciation may be slightly different. So that's another reason for going over that list before sending them to work independently, to make sure they've heard the proper pronunciation of that medial vowel sound. I think that's all I needed to share with you. So the evidence that I collect is through just observing my students and through seeing their final product on their sort with the E and I vowel intensive. And yeah, so I think that's it. Thank you.